Hello everyone, welcome back with my channel. Now we are in reading day 8 on Tuesday 30th of June 2026. And now we are going to continue our last reading, Good Omens. So now it will be the second part of at 11 years ago. But I think I will stop reading this in front of I will read this out of record, and I will find another book or another text or another short story that I can uh, finish reading in only one take. uh, so let's continue. Many phenomena, wars, plagues, sudden audits have been advanced and evidence for the hidden land of Satan in the affairs of man. But whenever students of demonology get together, the M25 London orbital motorway is generally agreed to be among the top contenders for Exhibit A. Where they go wrong, of course, is in assuming that the West Road is evil simply because of the incredible carnage and frustration it engenders every day. In fact, very few people on the face of the planet know that the very shape of the M25 forms the sigil odegra in the language of the black priesthood of ancient Mu, and means hail the great beast, a devourer of worlds. The thousands of motorists who daily fume their way around its serpentine length have the same effect as water on a prayer wheel, grinding out an endless fog of low-grade evil to pollute the metaphysical atmosphere for scores of miles around. It was one of Crowley's better achievements. It had taken years to achieve and had involved 3 computer hacks, 2 break-ins, 1 minor brewery, and on one wet night when all else had failed, 2 hours in a squelchy field shifting the marker pegs a few but occultly incredibly significant matters. When Crowley had watched the first 30-mile-long tailback, he'd experienced the lovely warm feeling of a bad job well done. It had earned him a commendation. Crowley was currently doing 110 miles per hour somewhere east of Slough. Nothing about him looked particularly demonic, at least by classical standards. No horns, no wings. Admittedly, he was listening to a best of Queen tape, but no conclusions should be drawn from this because all tapes left in a car for more than about a fortnight metamorphosed into best of Queen albums. No particularly demonic thoughts were going through his head. In fact, he was currently wondering vaguely who Moy and Candon were. Crowley had dark hair and good cheekbones, and he was wearing snakeskin shoes, or at least presumably he was wearing shoes, and he could do really weird things with his tongue. And whenever he forgot himself, he had a tendency to hiss. He also didn't blink much. The car he was driving was a 1926 black Bentley, one owner from new, and that owner had been Crowley. He had looked after it. The reason he was late was that he was enjoying the 20th century immensely. It was much better than the 17th and a lot better than the 14th. One of the nice things about time, Crowley always said, what was that is was steadily taking him further away from the 14th century, the most bloody boring 100 years on God's, excuse his friends, Earth. The 20th century was anything but boring. In fact, a flashing blue light in his rear view mirror had been telling Crowley for the last 50 seconds that he was being followed by two men who would like to make it even more interesting for him. He glanced at his watch, which was designed for the kind of rich deep-sea diver who likes to know what the time is in 21 world capitals while he's down there. It was custom made for Crowley. Getting just one cheap custom made is incredibly expensive, but he could afford it. This watch gave the time in 20 world capitals in a capital city in another place, where it was always one time and that was too late. The Bentley thundered up the exit map, took the corner on two wheels and plunged down a leafy road. The blue light followed. Crowley sighed, took one hand from the wheel and half turning made a complicated gesture over his shoulder. The flashing light dimmed into the distance as the police car rolled to a halt, much to the amazement of its occupants. But it would be nothing to the amazement they experienced when they opened the hood and found out what the engine had turned into. And I think that's all. I don't know, I think this will be the last time I read this on record, Good Omens, because I don't think it will be useful reading this without comprehension. So I think I need to read this comprehensively, and yeah, it is should be out of record, and I will find on any other another 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 story, or maybe I will just read an article or a journal or a summary from ChatGPT, and just to make sure, not just to practice my reading, either for the pronunciation or for the comprehensive skill of reading. And yeah, that's from me. Thanks for your attention. I hope you like the video, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.